Oh, everybody's getting neutered. That's what's going on. I'll say this. I like Jon Stewart. I think he's a smart dude. I think he has the best interest of people. But watching him interview Jen Kawasaki, whatever, and listening to the whole levers of power speech made me realize, wow, most of the stuff, everything has become neutered. Everything. Welcome to the live stream. I'm Rob. I'll go live every weekday. So hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, well, the media is neutered. Google Maps is neutered. Social media is neutered. Everything is neutered. What's up, Groot? How you doing? How you doing, Groot? I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. We're going to talk quickly. There is a ton of stuff I linked in the description below. Hasan calls it like it is, like I see it too. But there's so much stuff going on that it's hard to address it all besides saying like everything is neutered. Maybe you caught wind of the Gulf of America and Google Maps changing it to that. Well, Google also took down all of the reviews that were left on the Gulf of America name change. Google censored the reviews when people decided to bite back, do a little bit of online activism by critiquing the obedience of the great American Google. Hope your family's feeling better. Thank you, CJ. I felt sick, when I'm doing okay now. Ooh, my son is better. Thank you very much. But everything is neutered. Google Maps, neutered. Everybody, when you saw all those people at Trump's inauguration, they're all neutered. That's the reason they were there. Elon Musk, neutered. But we knew that about him a long time ago. A guy that rich, that acts that awful, you know he's never in his life once had a girl like him for what he's into. There was nobody ever in Elon's life who was like, go on, this is fascinating. You're an interesting man. Everybody that's been around Elon is like, God damn, is he going to break out his pocketbook or what? We're going to get a slice of that cash or what? Nobody's ever felt Elon be interesting for Elon. But everything is neutered now. Google Maps, right? Out of the obedience to the almighty supreme rulers, the illegal immigrant African that's unelected, who's calling the shots now, in obedience to them, Google was like, yeah, we'll change it to the Gulf of America. That's fine. Which is hilarious because if you're in other countries, most likely Google didn't change it. Most likely in most other countries, Google didn't change it. They're just playing Americans. They're like, is this what MAGA calls winning? Did this lower the price of eggs? Can everybody buy a house now? Oh, yeah, 100%. We'll totally change it to the Gulf of America. Okay, America. Wink, wink. And then the people who decided to, which I think one of my favorite things about the tech today is that no matter what happens, you could almost find like a review for it. That's why if you're too young, you don't remember, but Netflix, Amazon, I think Disney wasn't around yet, but all these streaming services you used to be able to rate them by putting like a star system and then leaving a review on the movie. Now they only have like critic reviews on Amazon, and Netflix just gives you a 1 or 2 thumbs up. They don't even let you thumbs down the shit. No, I think they do, but you get what I'm saying. Hi, Ultra Arax. How are ya? That boy James, what up? Luca, Tornado. Okay, Tornado. I like that's how Lucas says hi. He's like, Tornado. I'm from India. What's up, India? India, go to Google Maps for me and tell me if it says the Gulf of Mexico or Gulf of America. Because you know it, don't say it. They playing Americans. And listen, Google knows how stupid most Americans are, at least the ones who voted for Trump and accept the supreme overlord ruler of Elon Musk, who likes to dress in like, I don't even know what kind of sci-fi gear he dressed up in, but when he cosplays as an overlord. I guess, listen, for my whole life, I never understood why so many people loved stormtroopers and wanted to dress up as a stormtrooper. I always thought that was the weirdest thing, that people were like so willing and wanting to be a stormtrooper. I was like, you want to be the one robotic fucking pump out a billion of you in that movie that fights for the Overlord? And now I get it. Now I get why stormtroopers are the most popular thing in Star Wars, why you see them every Halloween, why people dress up and amass legions of stormtrooper armies and like fucking act like it's cool, because they all just want to be that same robot. I don't get it. You don't see a lot of Yodas. My son was Yoda once, I'll say that. But everything is Romania. What's up? Please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. But everything is neutered, right? And what sparked me on this little tirade, because I don't know how much news we're going to get into, but I love Jon Stewart. But I watched Jon Stewart interviewing Jen Psaki, who was, I don't know, White House press secretary, White House mouthpiece. I don't know what she did. Her title's irrelevant. She worked for Biden, I think. And listening to her say, there's not much we can do. You know, you only have so much power, and the levers of power that can be pulled, there's really not. It's like, stop. Okay, the facade right now is like that there's still like team Democrat, team Republicans. But what we're witnessing in real time, folks, is it's just the wealthy versus everybody else. And what they're going to try to do is implement the rules that benefit them the most. There was a little bit of a facade before of like, hey man, America's about meritocracy, and if you work hard enough, you earn your way. But they're stripping the copper out of America right now, and they're showing it for what it really is. Because the fact that Jen Psaki can still, and I hear many pundits say this, like, well, the Democrats don't have much power. What can they do? It's like, stop playing by what you pretended were the rules before. Like when the Democrats had power, they did nothing. When they don't have power, of course they're going to do nothing. But that should be the wake-up call. That should be team democracy or team coup. But there's not even democracy. It's like we vote, and it does not matter because, and this is my point, it's like we could vote all we want. Let's say everything turned blue tomorrow. Does anybody believe we're getting universal health care, which is like over 70% wanted by Americans? No American wants to go into medical debt. I've yet to meet a person who's like, fuck, I love that cancer bankrupted me and I had to sell my home. Like, I'm fine with this system. This is pretty good for me. You know, my mom died, but God damn it, losing that house to try to get her treatment was amazing. I've still never heard that. There is no democracy, and that's what I'm getting at. And the fact that there's many media outlets, which I didn't think Jon Stewart, I thought Jon Stewart would give Jen Psaki a little pushback, but maybe he has to just play the lame Democrats game. But to listen to Jon Stewart, and I linked this down below, just sit there and like nod at Jen Psaki when she's like, the levers of power, there's almost so much you could do. It's like, shut up! The Supreme Court just ruled that our president is king. He does not have to abide by the laws. There's no law. You cannot hold him accountable to anything he does while he's president. There's no law for the president. It's the whole thing we had a revolution against in the 1700s, okay? The whole thing was like, we don't want a king, and we have one again. And there's no accountability. There's nothing. So they can literally do whatever they want. And like what you're going to hear, or maybe you've heard already, is these people saying, oh, the judges are making their rulings, let them enforce it. Let's see them fucking come off their high horse in their chambers and come and tell us to stop. Like, it's not going to happen. And all they're trying to do is get the bootlickers to go, well, do I want to be part of the prosperous or do I want to stay with the poor people? And that's all you've seen right now. I mean, look at Doge, right? Destruction of government by Elon. Even Joe Rogan's praising it, but Joe Rogan's also a moron. But you had Elon in the Oval Office talking to the press saying, no, the people, if you want a democracy, you have to have who the people elected doing the things that they were elected to do. Mind you, this is a guy, and I linked this video down below too. Mind you, this is a guy definitely not getting universal health care. We're not getting it through the Democrats or the Republicans. This is my point. This whole system needs to go. And if they're going to strip it for parts, I say let's start kicking the horse when it's down. Okay? Because it doesn't matter how hard you vote. They ain't fucking, nobody's coming to help you, okay? And the proof is the Democrats right now. But you're watching Elon, video link down below, in the Oval Office talking about elected officials must do the job that they were elected to do. He's an unelected illegal immigrant. He's an unelected illegal immigrant is telling you that the elected, I was like, does nobody see the irony of it? Is nobody going to say, well, what about you? You're unelected. What office did you run? What position are you fucking serving for the people that put you there? What public service are you providing right now? And then when you look at his team, which he had said people had, exposed and said it was criminal for exposing them. And the reason he was upset is because they were exposed as racists. And I mean, like, very blatant. Like one kid that was fired, but then Doge just rehired him because Elon, sig heils all the time and fucking people debate it, morons. But the kid, this 25-year-old dude, was tweeting, I was racist before it was cool. That dude is going through Social Security and the government. None of these kids know even what public service is. They just know self-service. But even bigger than that, it's like the irony, like even Joe Rogan, which I fret to think that, let's say if like Bill Gates, because they all were scared of Bill Gates microchipping everyone, right? Even though I don't think Bill Gates has ever said that, and Elon Musk has said that. But imagine if Bill Gates is standing next to Joe Biden in the Oval Office, and Bill Gates, unelected, I don't think he's a legal immigrant like Elon, but he's unelected, right? Let's say Bill Gates was standing in the Oval Office telling everybody that the elected officials need to go through everything and do what they were elected to do. Meanwhile, the president's not doing anything, and it's just Bill Gates going into the Treasury, going into under some soft micro, unofficial government business. If Bill Gates was doing all this, you think these people would be cheering and saying that they're saving the way? It's just incredible to me, like how stupid this is on its face. T-Bag looks like old cuck. Well, Elon's kid told him to get out of his dad's chair. Yeah. Oh, what's up, Parsa? How are you? So I linked a bunch of stuff down below. Please hit subscribe and notification bell. But I just want to bring that to you. I'm trying to work on, I want to do a video of that Elon Musk and his child and Trump in the White House office. And I have an interesting thing that I'm thinking of doing. I got to write it out. So hit subscribe and notification bell so you get notified if I release a video. But yeah, man, it's just wild. And to think, like, the media, if you hear, like, oh, why aren't the Democrats doing anything? It's like, or if you hear these people that are interviewing Democrats and the Democrats are talking about, like, we don't have much power right now, or with the levers of power that we can pull, or, it's all because it's all neutered. I linked down below the 6 companies, or maybe 5, the 6 or 5 companies that own all the media outlets, everything. And it's just billionaires. And they're going on the agenda of like status quo, but they're trying to creep into a new status quo, which is corporations kind of dictate everything. So just be weary of that, because there are smart people out there. I linked Hasan down below. Hit like and subscribe, please, and the notification bell. Thank you. What's up, Penny Smith? But just be careful, because you're gonna get bombarded. It's just like Elon Musk's Twitter right now. You will get bombarded with this fake information. And on its face, if you read it real quick like a headline and then go about your day only remembering the headline, it might seem to make sense. But then if you have someone like me saying, did you hear Elon Musk talk about elected officials needing to carry out the will of the people? And did you notice he's an unelected official, illegal immigrant, trying to carry out the will of his own goddamn fucking preservation of even more wealth? Like, this dude is psychotic at how stupid he is. This is high-level stupidity operation right now, because Elon Musk is unelected. Nobody chose him for nothing, okay? He's fucking only in it for his own wealth, and while he's discovering all this fraud, basically they call fraud stuff they don't like, remember that he's getting $3 million a day, or $8 million a day, $3 billion last year from the government. Our taxpayer money is keeping his companies afloat. And I also linked down below that we just found out the government has now orchestrated a deal to give him $400 billion to buy cyber trucks. Armored Cybertrucks, you know, the worst truck on earth, the thing that is more explosive than the fucking Pinto, the thing that you see on the news all the time from crashes and deaths because no one survives because he made it out of steel. There's a reason we went away from making cars of steel, so there was like a crush zone where people didn't die, and the government is buying the worst truck in the world from him. But why do you think that contract's there? Well, because he can orchestrate it himself, and that thus, I'm sure that will supply him with enough money to keep his horrible ideas, which have turned into companies, afloat. Pay attention, people. You know, he's weeding out fraud, right? But unironically, not looking into any of his own business deals. But he says, oh, if you see one that's weird, you know, bring it to my attention. Why? So you can ignore it and call it fake news and say it's a hit piece or a criminal? And for all the people who, you know, are against the government or were the last 4 years, where are you now? Do you just love the government? You trust everything the government tells you now? This is the other hilarious thing. I love all the people who are like, I don't trust the government. I didn't trust the government, da da da. And now they're like, I trust the government. I trust everything the government says. You don't need to show me proof. I just trust it. Gulf of America, that's bringing the price of eggs down, right? Jesus, people, wake up. Everything's neutered. Hi, Penny. Thank you for liking, Penny. Appreciate it. Cybercuck sucks. And Doge. Destruction of government by Elon. And why would a rich corporate CEO want government in the way? They hate the government, right? They've always said that. Less government, less government. Well, you're going to get less government. You're going to find out real hard what that means. Oh, all right, guys. I'm done for right now. Oh, I'm having a tough one today. All right, maybe I'll come back later, but I'll definitely be here tomorrow. Today's a rough one. Watching Jon Stewart kind of bow down to Jen Psaki's talk about the levers of power. I included video links down below. Watch Hasan. He's killing it. Hasan just went live on Twitch, so go check him out. He's absolutely amazing voice right now. And just use common sense, folks. Use common sense. Use the sniff test. Does it smell like bullshit? Because if so, then it might be bullshit. All right? And Elon's full of it. I don't trust people who have a long history and track record of fraud and lying. You know, go look up Elon Musk's boring company where he was bragging about what, digging tunnels and putting cars in tunnels. It's like, we have subways, man. Give us high-speed rail. He could have at least pretended to create the high-speed rail, and people would have believed that. I mean, just come up with one good idea. Jesus Christ. All right. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. You can join me tomorrow when I go live. There's a lot to read down in the description, and I highly encourage you to do it.